The issue I was having yesterday on my Echo string trimmer, and there's your model right there. It is a PAS 225. This check valve and vent tube right here was leaking right from here. I've already fixed it, and we'll go through that in the video, but I was seeing gas spraying out right here, and what it was, the tube had deteriorated right in that area right there. See if I can point it out for you. So this tube had a split in it, and when I pressed the primer bulb, gas was shooting out of there. So I thought I had a much bigger problem. Took about 2 minutes to fix with a pair of scissors, and we'll walk through that right now.
You're watching DIYNate. If you enjoy this video, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to tell me about your project in the comments.
Alright friends, on this quick episode of DIYNate, I ran across an issue yesterday when I was trying to use my Echo Weedeater, and it was something I wasn't familiar with. I had gas pouring everywhere, and I hadn't ever had to deal with one of these check valves before, and I noticed my check valve has a nice big hole in it right here, and so obviously the problem here is that when I push the primer bulb, gas just spews from here and spills all over the housing here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to clip this fuel line right here, and we're going to start fresh, and I'm just going to move it down a little bit. But if you run into this similar issue and gas is going everywhere, you may not be familiar with this little check valve that comes with these Echo Weedeaters. And so I'm going to basically just reposition that guy in place and hope he still works and I don't have to order a new one, but I think it should be a pretty straightforward fix here. I'm just going to take this guy and hopefully pop him off of there. If you don't want to get your hands all messy, you might want to put on some gloves, but I'm okay with getting a little gas on there. So I've got my little check valve there, and I'm just going to put that metal slip back on there, and it's going to circle around once I push this piece in here. Hopefully I can get it open enough that I can slide it in there. It's kind of tough to get in there. Sometimes you might want to use some pliers, needle nose, or something to push them over the hump there. So I'm going to start with that, kind of try and force them in. There we go. Now that check valve is going to be on point and not deteriorated anymore. Now I've got that little ring there, and that can slide over by hand, I think. There we go. I'm just kind of screwing it in a little bit more just to make sure it's really on there good. And now it's good to go. And then they say you want to reseat that. There's apparently a little groove right here. I can basically just tuck this back in, and I believe if I just stick it in there, it should kind of nestle its way somehow in there. And it looks like I'm now back in shape. So yesterday, of course, never a great time to have your weed eater having problems. I was ready to weed eat the yard. Fortunately, I brought a second one with me, and I was able to use that one to get the job done. But we're going to see if it works now the check valve has been repaired. I'm pumping my primer bulb. I'm not seeing gas going anywhere, so that's a good sign. I don't even know what the number of pumps is for this guy, but I do like this guy. And he looks like he's ready to start on me. Pump it a couple more times. Push him down. So all things considered, pretty good fix there on this one. And I'm happy with the result. You know, if you haven't had to deal with that before, you saw how easy it was. Just clip that little piece of rubber there, make sure you don't have a hole, re-secure it, and you're good to go. Ideally, you don't have to replace the check valve, but if you do, I'll put a check valve link in the video description so you can buy one of those if you want to replace it, or the fuel line kit itself. So good luck with your repair. Hope it goes well for you. But thanks for watching DIYNate. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.